So let's see what's going on in the world. Libya in crisis. Stock market collapsing. The disasters everywhere. And today, President Obama took decisive action. He named Duke, Kansas, Ohio State, and Pittsburgh as his Final Four. He made a decision today, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, boy. Where has the president been? Has he gone AWOL? Well, for a fair and balanced debate right now, as we look live at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, we've got Fox News contributor Juan Williams joining us from D.C. And here in New York City, conservative columnist Andrea Tantaros. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
And Juan, Andrea feels that the president has gone AWOL. We haven't really heard about him in the no-fly zone in Libya. He hasn't really come out and talked much about what's going on in Japan. These are two big things we want to hear from our president.
Well, I think we have heard from our president. I think he's been pretty clear about Gaddafi having to go in Libya. I think the UN and now many of the European nations are going to coordinate with the United States on a no-fly zone. So I think we're making progress on both of those. But you know what? I mean, I think a lot of this is people who want to cancel St. Patrick's Day and run around like Chicken Little and say the sky's falling. What do you want the president to do?
You know, you said that the president has made it clear he wants Gaddafi to step down, but he has not endorsed a no-fly zone. I mean, the French are really taking the lead on this.
No, I think that the president's been very clear that he would like to have some way to stop Gaddafi
Just
from...
say no-fly zone.
No, you can't do it. Remember, we have a conservative Republican Secretary of Defense who has said this is far more involved and would pose a threat to the American military to get involved there. And I think it's like 90%, Steve, of Americans say we don't need to get involved in a third war, especially a third war in a Muslim country.
Okay. So, Andrea, yesterday on ESPN, it was broadcast. He had his brackets. He's on TV picking brackets. And last weekend, he was out for hours golfing once again. What do you think?
Yeah, it just makes him look unserious. It's not a good visual. I'm sure Juan would agree with that. And look, this is what he does, though. And the most serious and sensitive issues, he goes MIA. We saw this with the Christmas Day bomber. He was AWOL in Hawaii. We waited days and days for him to respond. Look, even Democrats are asking, where is the president on the budget? Libya, the Libyans are saying, where is the United States? He's a community organizer. That is one of his best skills. So he should be organizing a coalition with the French and with the British to put pressure on the Libyans. You can't just go out there and make these amorphous statements. It's like the guy just cares about moral preening and being the most self-righteous guy in the room. He's got to lead.
Juan?
But Andrea, he is organizing just what you called for.
It's been
busy
weeks,
doing
Juan.
it.
Come on. No, he's not.
Look, I don't
Gaddafi
think
is
there's any
gaining major
question.
ground.
Look at the papers. Look at his schedule. I mean, even on, you know, I think where you were right, Andrea, is on the budget issue. I think everybody would like to see him say, this is where we've got to go. We've got to start talking about entitlements, talk about serious cuts. And there, I think it's his leadership style that is fairly detached. He's going to let other people argue. He's not going to open himself to attacks from Republicans that he's the one that wants to, you know, start death panels or cut grandma's Social Security.
He's a self-preservation president. It seems that he only weighs in when he really thinks it's going to have an effect on his base. So he weighed in on Wisconsin because he thought 2012, I need that state, I need the unions. But on this other stuff, we should just be thanking above that we don't have a real crisis on our hands, because then we're in big trouble.
All right.
Andrea, you better come visit Washington, because all the politicians are about retaining power, self-interest.
I know that.
That's right.
So,
We can agree on that. For sure.
I wish they would be about putting country first, but you know, so I don't see why you're going to pick on Obama about that.
But they're not picking out brackets and golfing.
Hey, they got so many fundraisers in town today. It's headlines in the papers.
This, ladies and gentlemen, what we call a fair and balanced debate. We heard both sides quite well. Juan and Andrea, we thank you very much for joining us live on the St. Patrick's.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
All right.